Hi, good morning. This is Robert Maher from the Law Office of Robert J. Maher, PC. I'm with you this morning to talk to you about getting your financial house in order. The subtitle of the talk is Don't Fall Back on Your Estate Planning. Um, Change of seasons becomes most apparent to us when we move our clocks back, which we did last week. Kids are back in school, days are shorter, and winter's just around the corner. This time of year is a good time to take a look at our financial situation. We want to make sure that our house is in order. Here are some suggestions that can give you the peace of mind that you want going into the winter months. Basically, in short, I'm telling you or asking you to review your estate plan. If you've experienced any significant life changes, like a birth, a death in the family, a divorce, or a marriage, now is a good time to look at your estate plan and make sure that it reflects your intentions. If you do not have an estate plan, now is a good time to make one. Remember, if something happens to you, then the laws of your state will decide and dictate how your estate is divided. That may not reflect your wishes. For instance, let's suppose you'd left money to a friend in a prior will and you're no longer friends. Something happens to you. Do you want that money given to that person? Let's suppose you don't have a will and you're the parent of children. Do you want your assets to go to your children directly? If you don't, these are some things that might encourage you to begin thinking about putting together an estate plan. Review your will and or your trust documents. Look and see if the person that you've named as executor or trustee is still available to help you in the event of your death. Have there been any changes in that person's life that make it unlikely that they'll be able to help you? Did they move away? Have they financial issues or problems that they're dealing with? And then look at the lives of the beneficiaries. Do you need to update your beneficiaries? Is one of your beneficiaries going through a divorce or having a problem with a creditor, filing for bankruptcy? If so, you may want to include more protection for that person, and it may be a good time to update your will or your trust. Guardianship documents. Do you have a temporary guardianship document if you have children? If you want to, ensure that your children will be taken care of in the short term if something happens to you, a temporary guardianship document might be a good idea. Do you have a permanent guardian named in your will? And is that person still the appropriate choice for you and the person who will still act best as a parent for your children if something happens to you? Financial power of attorney. Do you have somebody who can make decisions for you if you're incapacitated but still living? Somebody to pay your mortgage, your co-op maintenance, and your bills on a month-to-month basis. Is that person still available? Is that person still willing? These are all questions you might want to consider when reviewing your documents. Healthcare agent. Did you choose somebody that will act as a healthcare agent for you in the event that you're not able to make healthcare decisions for yourself? Will that person carry out the dictates that you've left for them? Do they know what you want or don't want at the end of your life? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then it's a good time to have that conversation with the healthcare agent or to consider changing the healthcare agent so that your wishes are carried out in the event that some tough medical decisions have to be considered. Also, take a look at your healthcare proxy document and make sure that there's a HIPAA authorization so that if the healthcare agent needs to get your records, then and make a decision, an informed decision with the assistance of a doctor, a medical professional, then they have that authority. Finally, do you have a living will, and does it reflect your wishes? Living wills are not wills per se. They don't help the transfer of your assets. What they do is they spell out your desires at the end of your life. It's really support for your healthcare proxy. So take a look at that and reflect on whether or not it contains what you want. And if it doesn't, then it may be time to consider changing that. If you're interested in learning about estate planning, for parents with children, or just estate planning in general, join me for a free seminar. You can register on the website. You can also set up an appointment, and I'll be happy to talk with you about your estate plan. And then if you decide that you want to either amend it or you want to start the estate planning process, you'll have some information about which direction to go. Thank you very much and have a good day.